Thank you. And the starting lineup for the Grizzlies. Manning the backcourt, we'll see Morant and Bane. Edey out there with Jaren Jackson. And it's Jackson in at the 3 slot. And for the Timberwolves, Ant is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Julius Randle out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point guard position. With the drive, these teams like to get into the half-court stand. They like to play at their pace.
Yeah, and there's not many teams like that anymore. But it's all about the details and execution for these teams to maximize their possession.
Now here's Morant. The 3 from Bane.
Well, I love whenever Edwards is this engaged defensively. Excellent job coming up with the block. Well, when you have a scorer as skilled as he is, you do everything you can to get him the looks he needs.
Here's Morant, following the score by Minnesota. Driving in. It's rebounded by Rudy Gobert. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
I briefly spoke with Chris Finch. They were concerned with Jaren Jackson Jr. on both ends of the floor. Coach saying defensively, Triple J covers so much space, a blocking machine. And on the other side of the ball, Jaren has serious skill for a man of his size. He's a tough game plan for us. Jaren Jackson Jr., a two-way menace. Brian?
Okay, thanks, Allie.
And you don't need a road map when he's got open court in front of him like that.
Well, the best way to attack is in transition. He recognizes that.
Stan, a late first-round pick in 2020. Jaden McDaniels, one of the top young two-way players in the league.
Well, Brian, last season he was rewarded with a big money extension. His play tailed off just a bit, but still a key player for them moving forward.
They grab their own miss, and he'll take a trip to the line for 2. Clearly got fouled on that shot.
I don't mind that. I mean, they met him at the rim and temporarily prevented the points.
Memphis shooting their initial free throws of the game here. So hits one and misses one at the line. And Grant, the success of teams like the Timberwolves showing that size still matters.
Yeah, in this pace and space era, that may have come into question just a bit, but size and skill combined has always been your best bet at winning. They're really settling into a nice rhythm now, starting to gain the upper hand.
Yeah, you're seeing their offense in a flow. Now it's time for their defense to turn up the heat a little more.
Now here's Morant. Outside Bane. Shot clock at 5. Jackson, pass to Bane. And again, it's Memphis missing. The Timberwolves have gone 4 of 5 so far, looking sharp.
Well, look, you can't let Edwards get this close to the rim because he will dunk it on you.
Here's Morant. And he got the whistle on the way up, so he'll be headed to the line for a pair. You know, Coach, when you watch Ja Morant play, it's hard to think of anyone else as explosive as he is.
Yeah, Brian, he can make a defender look like he's standing still. The burst that Morant has with his first step is unrivaled. Probably the best burst in the entire league.
Truly is a human highlight reel in this modern day. McDaniels can't hit. Grizzlies trail by 7. Up top, Morant. McDaniels covering. Such a wide open look.
Not just an aggressive scorer, Morant is also a fantastic distributor.
Edwards a screen on Jackson. McDaniels uses the glass on the layup.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
The quick feet of Morant. He's so dangerous when he's cutting to the rim.
McDaniels a screen. Here's Edwards. Memphis with a rebound. Here we go, one-on-one. Bane surveying the D. Jackson outside. 4-3. Hauled in by DiVincenzo. Minnesota leading by 4. The kick out to Edwards. Pass to Gobert. Shoots over Morant. And Gobert with the basket on the assist from Edwards.
Outstanding job converting in close. Gobert understands how to execute around the rim.
They set a pick. Here's Edey. McDaniels with the rebound. A chance to go 2 for 1.
And you really must play this just right.
Randall finds McDaniels. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. Ja Morant picks one up. Recently, player health has been the big talking point around the Memphis Grizzlies stand.
Yeah, B.A., look, and it's really a shame to have such a talented, dynamic team have to deal with all those constant what-ifs and have their seasons so affected by things outside of their control. It's tough.
Shot's good by Morant.
Morant not afraid to get in there and play big, showing his toughness in close.
Here's Edwards. Outside for Randall. Pass to Gobert. Book it. And it's Randall with the assist.
That's been the story of their offense so far, getting a number of looks from point-blank range.
Outside Morant, and there's a defensive 3-second call. Memphis shooting their 5th free throw of the game here. And the technical free throw missing that time. They'll retain possession here, however. From deep, Bane. Whoa! He just got it off in time!
That was close. Now, he doesn't panic in these situations.
He released it just in the nick of time. What a shot.
Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. All right, let's quickly break down the game. What we've seen so far from the Timberwolves, guys.
Well, they've used the fast break well to score easy points and keep the defense unsettled.
Yeah, they've dictated the pace to this point, looking to run at every opportunity.
And is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Julius Randle out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's DiVincenzo in at point guard. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the T-Wolves. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, the Timberwolves, no doubt, a team to be reckoned with. Coach Chris Finch said, we come in every single night and compete. No matter what the circumstances are, we expect to win. We root for each other, so I feel like we have all the makings of a tough team.
And they have reason to be confident, Allie. Thank you. And so it's Memphis with it, following the score by Minnesota. Jackson, right side. 3 on the clock. Shot is up. The rebound by the Timberwolves. Gobert's got 4 rebounds now. Defensive Player of the Year 4 times over, Stan. Rudy Gobert tied for the record.
Yeah, Brian, alongside Dikembe Mutombo and Ben Wallace, and Gobert's capable of getting another one, too, assuming his countryman, Victor Wembanyama, doesn't start taking the reins. Well, look, it's tough to keep Edwards out of the lane and tough to stop him once he's in there.
Kicks it out to Jackson. They get it back. Here's Edey. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Edey's got 6.
Plays like that make a coach's life easy. Love the work rate he shows on the glass to get the score.
Edwards, a pass to McDaniels. Edwards a screen on Jackson. McDaniels. And he banks in the layup. Give him 8 points now.
See, now that layup isn't possible without the help of the pick.
They set the pick. Right wing. Here's Edey. Good. And the setup by Morant. Edey's got 4 points this quarter.
Dynamic. I mean, every night Morant makes incredible plays, and that extends as well to his passing.
McDaniels against Jackson. Memphis with a rebound. Edey's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Bane. And out of bounds, Minnesota will have it. Minnesota leading by 7. Outside, DiVincenzo. Pass to Gobert. Back to Edwards. Outside, DiVincenzo. Second chance effort. Oh, Edwards just pulling his way inside.
Well, when Edwards gets this hot, all an opponent can hope to do is limit the damage.
Stan, certain NBA teams take on the identity of their home. Like the Grizzlies, for example. They call Memphis Grind City.
Well, Brian, I think it's a perfect fit. Hard-working people in a hard-working city, and they want a hard-working team.
And after putting it down, he dangles from the rim a little.
Man, that's borderline taunting right there, Grant. They're playing with a certain swagger right now. And stolen by Bane. And stolen by Edwards. From downtown. And it's Bane with the rebound. And it's Bane with the ball for Memphis. 11-point game. Jackson on the wing. Defended by Gobert. Jackson, pass to Bane. From deep three-point land. Count it. 2 for 4 from the field now.
Big day for their backcourt. Their guards have really set the tone for the rest of this team.
With the step back. Randall, the pass to McDaniels. Outside Edwards. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Offline with a 3.
Well, the defense got lucky there. More often than not, he's making that shot.
Jackson with a screen on DiVincenzo. And Dante DiVincenzo is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
And just wasn't able to set up in time.
Here's Bane. And he slams it in one-handed.
Hey, when in doubt, run the defender off the screen.
And you know, with a result like that, we'll see them run it again.
Yeah, defensive breakdown there. Gotta communicate and switch that screen.
Edwards with it. He's picked up by Bane. The 3, DiVincenzo sinks it from distance. DiVincenzo's got 5 now.
Well, excellent read there by Edwards. He saw someone had a better shot, and he got them the ball.
Pass to Edey. From deep, Morant. And no good. Trying to get that one to fall. And so we wrap up the first half. It's Minnesota up by 9. And we'll see you back here after the break. Third quarter action in just a bit.
These are from the court. And get ready for the big half-court shot. Drums, please. They're thinking about the shots.
And we played through the first half. Plenty of basketball left in this one. And you know, Anthony Edwards has been really making it happen, guys.
Can they come up with an answer for him coming out of the half? They have to change something defensively.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room, because you're right. He's the problem right now.
On the court for the Grizzlies. They've got Vince Williams. Marvin Bagley is out there with Luke Kennard. And it's Wells in a 2-guard. Now here's Reed. Stolen by Kennard. Pass to Wells. The 3. Reed with the rebound. Here's Shannon going inside. And he gets the bucket. And the Timberwolves lead by 9. And, Coach, you've been lauded by some of your former players for your pregame preparation. I've seen it myself in the broadcasting world.
Well, I've also been cursed by some of those players for my pregame walkthroughs, Brian. People thought they were way too long, but I just wanted to be as prepared as possible and was one that always believed I'd rather do too much than too little.
Alexander Walker with the bucket.
Rock solid screen right there. The defender got completely lost.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
Now here's Kennard. Here's Wells. The kick out to Williams. 5 to shoot. Memphis needs to get off a shot. And here we go. The Timberwolves on the run. Here's Reed. Pass to Minot. Fires from deep. Gets the 3 to fall. Minot's got himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And, Coach, how about Nas Reed? the 2024 Sixth Man of the Year award winner.
Yeah, Brian, sort of unique. We often associate that award with shooting guards, but although he's a big, Reed is more than capable of putting up big numbers, including from long distance.
And there's the drive, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. You love it.
Absolutely. They're playing their game and executing at a real high level. Everything is working for them right now.
The defense getting out-hustled on the putback. Can't let that happen.
And I can tell you from experience, these are the types of things that drive coaches crazy.
Here's Minot. Pass to Miller. Up and over Kennard. Up pulls it in. Grizzlies trail by 14. Outside, Williams. Left side, Bagley. Back to Williams.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Oh, and Reed with a block. They retain possession. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. The Timberwolves lead by 14. Here's Shannon. Outside Reed. Takes the three. Up pulls it in.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Kennard outside. And he bangs it home with one hand.
And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
Well, that's exactly what's needed when you're trying to turn things around.
I just love the strong finish there inside.
Man, he's got that dunker's mindset, doesn't he? Always ready to pounce.
Well, it shows you how crucial communication is. They clearly weren't on the same page there.
Minnesota's gone 1 of 2 shooting from the perimeter since halftime. Here's Shannon. Miller outside, fires the three, nails it from beyond the arc. And the Timberwolves lead by 17.
Well, when you give him room like that, just expect it to go in.
Kennard, left side, out left to the wing. There's the triple. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Alexander Walker, the pass to Miller. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
And they're refusing to take a break, even with a nice lead. They just continue to attack. You have to love it.
Yeah, to put together this kind of performance at both ends of the floor on the road, it's impressive.
Nice shot by Kennard.
Well, it doesn't get any easier than this. They'll take these shots every time.
Here's Shannon, defended by Kennard. Reed sets a screen. From outside the arc. And again, it's Minnesota with a 3.
And this is what you want to do when you've got a big lead. Must stay aggressive.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves. They have a confident 20-point. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
You talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dime. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
Wow, that was an absolute masterpiece of an assist. He knew exactly when to deliver the ball, and it made for a beautiful score.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same for the first 3 quarters. Ant is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Rudy Gobert is out there with Julius Randle. And it's Steven Chenzo in at the point. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Here's Morant. Jackson outside. Back to Morant. Jackson the screen. And Ja Morant good for 3.
Yeah, Morant showing a bit of confidence knocking down that 3.
The Timberwolves lead by 19. McDaniels a screen on Morant. Here's Edwards to the inside. Pass to Gobert. It's good. And the Timberwolves lead by 21.
Like a matador. Olay! There was no defense. That has to be one of the easier shots I've seen tonight.
An unorganized defense like that is not going to help them close this deficit. Well, that's what you want. Get him the ball and see if he can close the gap.
Edwards a screen on Bane. DiVincenzo pass to Edwards. Takes a three. The rebound by Edey. Edey's got 6 rebounds in the game. To the middle. Here's Moran. Goes up and lays it in. Nice and easy. Moran's got 7 now in this quarter.
And tearing them to shreds tonight. You know, when a player as versatile as Moran starts going off, look out.
DiVincenzo finds Edwards. He buries it from 3.
And trying to put the game away, he's been nails all evening.
Yeah, but you can't let up now. We've seen too many wild comebacks in this league.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Randall. Reed's checked in for the Timberwolves. Alexander Walker comes in for DiVincenzo. Jackson the screen. Tipped away. McDaniels with it. He's picked up by Bane. Here's Alexander Walker. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker has built a role around defense and activity, coach.
Yeah, Brian, he's started to understand that not everyone can be that superstar scorer, and he's carved out a role around hustle, but still capable of knocking down shots within the flow of the offense.
Defensive mix-up there. He's the last guy you want to leave open.
Pass to Edwards. Reed sets a screen. It's Edwards with a drive. Stripped away. Here's Moran. Here's Edey. Just about 3 minutes through the 4th and final quarter here. Here's Moran. Boom! He jams it straight down.
Look at the power on that.
He has to be one of the top dunkers in the game today. Here's Edwards. Outside Reed. 3-pointer. The rebound by Edey. Edey's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Now here's Bane. Covered by Alexander Walker. Moran against McDaniels. Shot clock at 6. Jackson, pass to Bane. Gets rebounded by Minnesota. 22 was their biggest lead.
They came out and had a statement win with their performance tonight. A fantastic effort to get it done here for the Timberwolves.
Man, they were in a groove from long range tonight.
Yeah, they were able to find space, and they were ready to let it fly the moment they saw an opening.
And as it was happening, as it was building, you knew this was a monster game for Anthony Edwards.
Well, bottom line, he was just unstoppable at times. Not much you can do when he's playing with that kind of confidence.
Minnesota's gone 5 of 10 from beyond the 3-point line in this game. Puts up a 3. That's in. Coming off an assist from Randall. And the Timberwolves lead by 21. Here's Moran. And then Moran with the dunk! And so it's Edwards who brings up the ball for the T-Wolves. Reed a screen on Moran. And Edwards slams it in.
Leaving nothing to chance. This run shutting the door on him.
Yeah, this run has poured a bucket of water on any ember of a potential comeback.
On the take. And Edwards slams it in.
Impressive job by this team. And you really can't discount the impact of this crowd here.
No, I'd be lying if I said the crowd doesn't have an impact. It's certainly felt from the head coach all the way down.
Yo, check Anthony.
Bane against Edwards. Randall outside. Fires from the wing. Edwards, no good.
Those are precisely the looks this team is trying to create.
Yeah, quality offense will serve you well in the long run. You can't settle for bad.
Allie, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Stan Van Gundy, Grant Hill, and Allie.
But eventually, I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and oil and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it baked. Kinda like the view with the dice in the mirror, top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak be back. Let him run, let
It's an NBA afternoon. A look at the opening lineup for the Houston Rockets. Thompson is out there with Jalen Green. Then there's Dylan Brooks. Then it's Tari Eason. And it's Şengün in at the center position. And for Minnesota, Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Rudy Gobert is out there with Randall. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point guard. Greg, we know these teams among the best defensive squads in the NBA. This figures to be a low-scoring affair.
But it should be an entertaining one, Kevin. And if you're a fan of high-intensity, high-energy defense, there's a lot to love about this matchup.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves getting the first points of the ballgame. And here's Green outside. Gobert pulls it in. And now Minnesota on the fast break. And finished off by McDaniel.
It's always fun when you can get ahead of the play like McDaniels did there to finish off the break.
Here's Green from deep three-point land. That doesn't go either for Green. And they're running. Here's McDaniels. Outside for Randall. Gobert the pass to Randall. Rockets with the rebound. Thompson looking for an opening. Brooks outside. And it's Thompson with the jam.
And he pulls off the Houdini to make that catch and slam it through.
Stupendous alley-oop.
And the crowd got their jaws dropped on that one. Total disbelief.
Now here's DiVincenzo. And that one drops.
Hey, hard to get upset at the defense. DiVincenzo just making a tough shot look elementary.
There's always a surprise, isn't there, Clark, in the offseason? Let's go back to 2022. That offseason, the Timberwolves going all in on Rudy Gobert.
Basically, Kevin, they traded 5 firsts plus a bunch of good players for Gobert. It was derided at the time, and I can understand why, but Rudy's defense has taken them to another level, and he's actually been a little better offensively than people thought he would be.
Brooks against DiVincenzo. Nice D from Brooks.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And, guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
Now here's Brooks. Outside, Green. 6 to shoot. Shakes him into the lane. Can't connect from short range. Minnesota leading by 7. And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, DA?
Thank you, Kevin. Rudy Gobert continues to embrace the challenge of elite rim protection. He said competition is what it's about. Sometimes I'm going to get dunked out, and sometimes I'll get the block. But I'm not going to stop coming and doing what I do. I'll be there every time. Kevin?
Just like you. Thanks so much.
Boy, Edwards doing a nice job excelling in transition. Has a really good understanding of how to feel the lane and get where he needs to be.
To the middle. Here's Thompson, and Thompson throws it down.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
Well, I like the way he capped off that drive. The one-hand hole punch.
Oh, here's Edwards. Back to DiVincenzo. It's up a 3. It's rebounded by Şengün. Rockets trail by 7. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
They get it back. Eason passes to Brooks. Outside, Green. From deep. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Gobert's got 4 rebounds in this game. And here's DiVincenzo from the arc. And it's Thompson with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Rockets. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, GA. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Thompson, a screen on DiVincenzo. Brooks.
What I love about DiVincenzo defensively is his competitive spirit. This guy loves to battle and compete.
And stolen by Şengün. And here we go. Thompson heading to the hoop.
I tell you what, they won't be down for long if they can get some more early offense like that.
DiVincenzo against Green. Gobert with a screen for DiVincenzo. Second chance effort. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And that does it for the first quarter. Minnesota on top, leading by 5. And we'll get it going after this from the target. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And guys, what's your take so far in the Timberwolves?
Yeah, in that first period, they look to push in transition at every opportunity.
Yeah, I like the way they play. They're looking to get up and down the court every time. Racehorse basketball here tonight. Strap it up. Don't look down. You'll miss something.
Taking a look at the Rockets. Tari Easton is out there with Alperen Şengün. And it's Green. Then there's Dylan Brooks. And it's... Oh, man!
That's Edwards on both ends. First the D with the steal, then he's able to finish off the break solo.
And Green launches it from deep. An absolute bomb from three-point range.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
DiVincenzo kicks to Edwards. Randall a screen on Thompson. Back to DiVincenzo. Over Green. Back to Edwards. Spins. Inside, Edwards finishes strong.
A composed and cool effort from Edwards inside. Not rushing himself or forcing a bad shot. Taking what's available.
And Greg, it didn't take long for Anthony Edwards to prove himself in the NBA.
There's so much to like about his game. As outstanding as his offense is, his defense cannot be overlooked. He is a lockdown presence when he needs to be. Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
Green drives in. Count it. Green's got 5 points so far.
Wow, Green looks almost unstoppable out there, crashing through the defense and getting into his shot.
Gobert with a screen for DiVincenzo. And a miss there on the triple. Rockets trail by 6. And oh, here we go. Brooks got it, the fast break chance.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, embarrassing. He just lost his concentration for a split second, and that's all it took.
Outside, Green. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Eason gets a wide open look. Good. Great play by Green to set it up.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
DiVincenzo kicks to Edwards. Back to DiVincenzo. Pass to Edwards. Oh, what a physical score from Edwards.
Edwards just doesn't allow defenders to bottle him up. Great focus and persistence.
Green against McDaniel. Knocked loose. Green deciding where to go with it. With the drive, and Green slams it in.
Blasting off, Green runs in and just launches himself to the rim.
And Clark, the Rockets, just one of a handful of franchises to win back-to-back NBA titles.
Can you believe that, Kevin? It was roughly 30 years ago that the Rockets did that, led by Hakeem Olajuwon, perhaps the best player in the league at that time. Of course, this was while Michael Jordan was retired from the NBA the first time.
Şengün, and the Rockets getting another bucket right there.
This speaks to how assertive Şengün can be. Love when he makes quick decisions like that there.
And Thompson throws it down.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
You know, those kinds of plays can be difference makers, game changers, momentum shifters, especially in a close contest where one or two possessions can impact the outcome.
Alexander Walker, he's checked in for Minnesota. Thompson against Edwards. Gobert down low, and finished off by Gobert.
This is what the team relies on Gobert for, clearing the glass and finishing the play.
Here's Green, and Green slams it in.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think.
That's exactly how you send it. Two hands and down.
And that's out of bounds. It was last touched by McDaniel. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Green inside, working on McDaniels. Green, no luck. And there's the call on Amen Thompson. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
There's 21 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. McDaniels, a screen on Green. The shot's good from Alexander Walker.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Outside, Green. Shoots over McDaniel. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And some good action through the first two quarters as we reach halftime. Timberwolves lead by 1. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway. And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. You know, Anthony Edwards has been exceptional here, guys.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
We've got Nickeil Alexander Walker. Miller is out there with Reed. And it's Shannon in at the guard position. That's Chris Finch's 5 as we get into the second half. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it.
Nothing surprising about that, guys. We've come to expect plays like that from him, and still, they never get old.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Alder.
Kevin, thank you very much. The Timberwolves have become a rough and rugged team. Swingman Jaden McDaniel said, "We don't let nobody push us around. We're always being physical defensively. I feel like we're a tough team, super tough." Kevin, they certainly have the size to hold their own.
Always being physical. But, David, that's their identity. And we thank you for the report. When Nas Reed is out there, Clark, spacing the floor is a real asset for him.
For sure, and, you know, he really puts a lot of pressure on the defense because he can score from anywhere on the floor, and he's got great size and strength. And he does the little things, too. I mean, you look at his points and rebounds, but this guy gets deflections, he goes after loose balls, he gets you extra possessions on the glass, he steps in and takes charge. I mean, he does all the little and big things. A total defensive collapse. I mean, no reason to allow him that kind of space from behind the arc.
Here's Whitmore. Oh, he misses the dunk. Minnesota leading by 5. And he dunks it down.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
Rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish.
Guys, they're not backing off at all, are they?
Got a piece of it. And here's the break. Here's Miller. And it's Miller with the jam.
Hey, whatever adjustments they made at halftime, they are working to perfection.
You know, they came out of the locker room, revved up the gas pedal, and haven't slowed down yet.
Tate with the screen for Smith. To stop the run. Rebound, Minnesota. Pass to Reed. Here's Alexander Walker. Tate covering. A floater. And yes, it's good. And now an 11-point Minnesota lead.
Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
Yeah, offensively, they've just been rolling. Impossible to stop.
Tate with the screen for Whitmore. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. For Houston, they have gone 0 for 1 at the line. This is their second trip to the line tonight.
And last season, 77% from the line. They could usually get the job done there.
And the technical free throw is good. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Stolen by Reed. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Jumps up, and Reed throws it down.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm. And you can see how they're finishing their play.
Boy, this is borderline ridiculous. I mean, every single attempt finding the bottom of the bucket.
On defense, Minnesota. To the inside. And Whitmore throws it down.
Oh, man, when Cam Whitmore throws it down, you feel bad for the rim.
GA, if you look back at the Rockets' history, so many all-time greats have spent time there.
Yeah, it's an impressive list, right? Olajuwon, Moses Malone, Calvin Murphy, and Harden. Houston's well represented in the Hall of Fame.
Smith sets the pick for Whitmore. Out to Smith. Fires from deep. Reed with the rebound. Reed's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Alexander Walker. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
This is why coaches talk about playing with pace. The scoreboard tells it all.
That really has been the difference. I mean, they've been the better team in transition.
Pass to Landale. And the 3-ball is good.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Alexander Walker passes to Reed. Alexander Walker with the ball. Working on Tate.
But he just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
For Houston, they have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today. You know, Greg, when you look at the Timberwolves' history, the first round had been a problem for them. But not last year, as they swept the Phoenix Suns.
And you gotta look at it as being a tremendous success, right? Because going into the season, I don't know that anyone thought they would have made it to the conference finals. But boy, that young group gelled well together, and the sky's the limit for the future. And guys, we're gonna see a lot of that from this young man. Smith right now, beasting.
Miller with a wide open look, and it's off from 3-point range. Now, Whitmore. Smith sets the pick for Whitmore. And so it's Minnesota enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. They've got their field goal percentage to thank. And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the 4th quarter, but stranger things have happened. Minnesota leading by 12, so on the floor for Houston. We've got Dillon Brooks. Green is out there with Amen Thompson. Then it's Alperen Şengün. And it's Eason in at the 4-man position.
Well, I like to see when guards come inside. DiVincenzo trying to send a message with that.
And Green slams it in.
Oh, power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that.
That could be a catalyst for him. It really could.
We've seen those kinds of plays get them going in the past.
Rockets trail by 12. Pass to Eason. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks.
Oh, smart dish there by Brooks to a wide open man, getting him the assist and his team some needed points. And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
On the wing, Thompson. Edwards defending. They kick it out to Green. Pass to Brooks. Back to Green. Just 5 on the clock. For the 3. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Gobert's got 11 rebounds in the game. Here's Edwards outside for Randall. Buries the long-range jumper. And the Timberwolves lead by 13. Analytics or the eye test? The optics or the numbers in front, Greg? When you're judging the performance of a player, what kind of criteria do you use?
Well, an MVP candidate recently said, my eye test tells me this guy's a terrible defender, but the analytics tell me he's a great defender. I'm confused, and I often feel the same way.
Gobert with a screen on Thompson. And here's Edwards from the arc.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Here's Thompson. Here's the drive.
Tenacious on the attack. Thompson is fantastic at finding lanes to the basket.
DiVincenzo against Green. DiVincenzo kicks to Gobert. Back to DiVincenzo. A 3. It's rebounded by Houston. Eason's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Pass to Thompson. Driving in. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert. And here we go. Coach's challenge.
Taking 2 shots. The play is under video review.
This is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at. And how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. Maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but it certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Alexander Walker, he's checked in for Minnesota. And the wide open shot from Green. That 3 off the mark.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Rocketing right off the floor. Explosive jam by McDaniel.
Outside, Green. Misses the 3. And here's Edwards. He'll bring it up for Minnesota. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. And stolen by Thompson. Brooks, the pass to Şengün. And Şengün throws it down.
And that is a gigantic shot from Alperen Şengün, showing he can be counted on in the clutch.
No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. Connects from 3-point range. And the Timberwolves lead by 9.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, what a time to put the hammer down. Any hope of a comeback diminished.
And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here.
And for the Wolves, number 11.
Here's Minnesota. Edwards drawing the double team. Randall passes to Reed. Outside for Randall. Fires the three. The shot misses.
Not enough ticks left on the clock to save them tonight.
Not by a long shot. It's all but official.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
And you know, guys, always a tough catch on the lob. Placement and timing have to be close to perfect.
And so Minnesota takes the win. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, I mean, they faced some challenges, but Thursday, show the Houston starting five. We've got Alperon Şengün, Green out there with Thompson. Then it's Tari Eason, and it's Brooks in at the 3 spot. And for Memphis, manning the backcourt, we'll see Morant and Bane. Jaren Jackson out there with Gigi Jackson, and it's Edey in at the 5. Well, Grant, this is not your average regular season game. These teams are fierce rivals.
Oh, yes, they are, B.A. I love playing in these type of games. I mean, the fans are extra loud. The players are fired up. This will be fun.
Thompson, that's good.
You know, we talk about the value of size out of the backcourt, and that sequence by Thompson is a great example.
Morant into the lane. Oh, they get a hand on it.
Whew. You try to get spicy and totally whiffed, huh? Okay. He's going to be living this one down for at least about a week.
And the bucket counts. And he is on his way to the line. He'll try to make it a 3-point play. Richard, if you look back at the Rockets' history, it's striking how many all-time greats have worn that uniform.
There are so many Hall of Famers. Hakeem Olajuwon, Ralph Sampson, Calvin Murphy, Yao Ming, Elvin Hayes, and that's only to name a few.
Now here's Bane. And there's the screen. There's the drive. Clock at 6. Edey misses, and you know he wants that one back.
That's the shot they wanted. It just didn't fall.
Tough to watch those miss. I'm sure they'll convert the next chance.
Lets the 3 fly, and it's Eason with the 3.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
And so it's Morant who brings up the ball for Memphis. 7-point differential. Kicks it out to Jackson. To halt the run, and the dunk by Jackson.
The strong finish from Jackson Jr. He goes up with power inside the paint.
Here's Green. First quarter, just about 2 minutes in. Pass to Eason. Back to Green. Stolen by Bane. They've got numbers. 16 feet out, and Morant with the basket on the assist from Jackson.
Just taking what the defense gives him. Morant keeping it simple on offense. I love it.
Here's Green. Memphis with a rebound. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Thanks. Yeah, the Grizzlies head coach and I were able to chat. We talked about how Alperon Şengün can act as a facilitator. Coach said he sees the floor like nobody else. He's got a great mind for the game, and if you let him find his guy out of the high post, he will punish you. No doubt about it, they're aware. He is the engine of this offense.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you, Allie.
And you see the unselfishness from Morant, wanting to share that ball with any open teammate.
Green against Bane. Brooks a screen on Bane. High post Green. 6 on the shot clock. Unloads. And it's Bane with the rebound. Memphis trailing here. And Richardson's bursting onto the scene. Bane has been nothing short of spectacular.
Bane was a steal with the 30th pick. He's added to his game each year. And now, look, he's one of the better two-way wings in the league.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. He'll gladly take those.
Just under 3.5 minutes elapsed here in the first quarter. And they're dialed in offensively.
Sure are. Staying in attack mode and at the same time playing under control.
Morant. Whoa! Oh, my goodness!
Ooh, as usual, Morant bringing down the house.
Here's Green. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window.
I know what they say, defense wins championships, but you need some bucket getters too now.
Kicks it out to Jackson. The 3 is up. It's rebounded by Şengün. And it's Şengün with the ball for Houston. They trail by 1. Şengün, the screen. Inside. Shoots over Jackson. Outside for Brooks. Sends it home from three-point land.
And he's much more comfortable shooting off a pass. Brooks with a nice shot.
Thompson against Moran. Pass to Edey. Plenty of space. And a great assist by Moran as that one goes.
Draw them in and kick it out. Great execution to open up an easy look from outside.
Şengün, a screen on Jackson. Brooks from outside. Ja Morant grabs the miss. The Grizzlies have gone 6 of 9 and finding their rhythm now. Kicks it out to Bane. Jacks up a 3. No good. Thompson scanning the floor. He gets it up. No good. Misses at the buzzer. It's a tie game in Memphis. Don't go anywhere. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out ahead in the second quarter. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Memphis.
Well, clearly they played well in the first period because of their selfless attitude.
They're playing for one another and focusing on making winning plays. You love to see it.
So the Houston 5 right now. Tari Eason is out there with Alperen Şengün. Then it's Dylan Brooks. Then there's Ben Thompson. And it's Green in at the 1 spot. Here's Edey. Back to Moran. Pass to Edey. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Jackson. Oh, hey! How about that?
You're taking a little bit of a risk when you get that fancy, but Jackson, he's got the bounce to pull it off.
Green up top, guarded by Bane. Brooks a screen on Bane. Bane against Green. Great D that time from Bane. Green's gone 1 for 3 from the field here. Richard, for years, the Grizzlies team motto was grit and grind. You think that shifted?
They're a little bit flashier now, but they still have that underdog spirit. That's what grit and grind is about. They're always out to prove themselves.
Here's Green, following the bucket by the Grizzlies.
This is what makes Green so elusive, so difficult to cover. His ability to destroy you with that handle.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian, the Rockets showing improvement. Head coach Ime Udoka said, quote, when you rely on your young guys, you're constantly trying to instill habits that'll carry them for the rest of their careers. It's mistakes and tendencies you have to try to break continually. Stay positive. We see glimpses of how close we can be.
All right, Allie, thanks for that. And Houston has possession after the basket by Memphis on the other end. Here's Thompson, takes it inside, got it. Makes him 4 for 6 from the floor.
What a burst Thompson has. I mean, on his drives, he goes from 0 to 60 in a heartbeat.
Pass to Edey, lets it fly. Thompson pulls it in. The Rockets have gotten 3 of 4 field goals in the second quarter. Green for 3. Eason inside, hounded by Moran. That's good from Eason. On the assist by Thompson. Eason's got 5 now.
Already an intelligent playmaker, Thompson moves the ball well for a rookie.
Jackson outside. Moran against Thompson. Now here's Moran. Defense is right there. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Give him 8. Here's Green.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
Green, one at the D. And it's hammered home by Green.
So quick on the drive. When Green is slicing with confidence, he is hard to stop.
And there's the call on Ben Thompson. That's his first foul of the game. Looking at lineups around the league, Graham, seems like they're becoming more positionless than ever before.
Yeah, you're spot on, B.A. To the point where some people feel all-star voting shouldn't be by position anymore. It should be by merit.
And it's Edey missing. The Rockets have gotten 5 of 7 shots to go in the second. Green against Jackson. On the attack, Green, and the rebound goes to the Grizzlies.
Look, the defense was locked in on him there. They know how dangerous he can be, and they guarded him perfectly.
A chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
Well, they're off to a good start getting it inside and scoring at close range. Solid fundamentals so far in this one.
And another thing they've done is look to shoot from the mid-range often. So far, it's really paying off for them.
And we talk a lot about Morant's athleticism and skill, but what stands out for me is his effort and intensity that he plays with.
Jackson against Brooks. 5 on the clock. Here's Eason. Pure from three-point range. Eason's got 5 points now in the quarter.
When he gets a quality look like this at the perimeter, he can almost be automatic.
Kicks it out to Jackson. And it's off from three-point range. Houston leading by 3. And here we go, the Rockets in transition. And Şengün gets it to go.
As he gets more comfortable in unlocking his potential, we'll see Green get more comfortable in moving the ball.
Here's Morant. Pass to Edey. And there's the call on Tari Eason. That's his first foul of the game. We're in the bonus now, and they'll go to the line. Memphis shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And so he's able to get 1 of 2. Houston has gone 1 of 2 from deep in the second quarter. Green against Jackson. Pass to Şengün. Back to Green. There's the 3. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
You know, inside is where Thompson excels, and the concentration allowing him to finish there.
There's a screen to the inside. Here's Edey. And a great assist by Morant as that one goes. Edey's got 11.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that's been very close so far. It's Houston up by 4. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, this second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams trying to gain an edge. They've got Vince Williams, Luke Kennard out there with Marvin Bagley, and it's Huff in at power forward. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. For 3, Smith. Huff pulls it in. Grizzlies trail by 4. For all the adversity Memphis faced last season, Richard, there were some silver linings.
BA, they had a lot of talented young players get more minutes than they might have otherwise due to the injuries, and there is nothing more valuable than experience.
And so it's Memphis with it. Down low. Here's Williams. And Williams punches it home.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
And you can feel the jolt of energy that he sent through his team. That is a huge boost in a tight game like this.
Slam home, and they call the foul. He's headed to the stripe for one more.
An impressive athlete. This rookie Whitmore loves getting inside and hammering it home.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here. Well, Grant, after 3 straight drafts high in the lottery, the Rockets got to 500 in 2024.
Yeah, and I love how they signed some vets in the summer of 23. Houston decided we want to win now, and I wish more teams did that.
6 to shoot. Releases. Kennard can't get it to go.
That was a good look for him from mid-range, but just couldn't make the defense pay.
Van Vliet outside. Fires from deep. Counted from distance. And now a 7-point Rocket lead.
If you let him, Van Vliet will just live at the arc. I mean, he shoots fearlessly from out there.
Bagley, a screen on Van Vliet. Van Vliet against Kennard. Comes up empty from 19 feet out. And here's Van Vliet. He'll bring it up for the Rockets. 7-point game, biggest lead so far. Pass to Huff for three. Nails it from three. Huff's got himself on the board with a three there.
The way he can elevate over a defender from deep, very tough to contain outside the arc.
Three-pointer, Van Vliet. And Houston, another three.
And you gotta love the fire Van Vliet plays with, coming right back with his own three.
Kennard against Van Vliet. Kennard, right side. Good on the bucket.
Soft interior D, and they've exploited it.
The Rockets lead by 5. Here's Whitmore outside. And it's Bagley with the rebound. The Grizzlies have gone 3 of 5 from the field in this third quarter. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
The defense there doing whatever they can to protect the rim.
It's his first trip to the line. Richard, how about that memorable Rockets winning streak early in 2024?
11 straight wins, look. That's no easy task, no matter who you are playing. The energy in the locker room must have just been off the charts.
Houston shooting their third free throw attempt of the game.
Shooting for Houston.
Houston has gone 5 of 12 from three-point range tonight. Van Vliet up top, defended by Kennard. Kennard against Van Vliet, and there's a whistle. That goes on Vince Williams. That's his first foul of the game. Memphis on D. 6-point game. Outside Tate, just 5 on the clock. Drops in the layup for 2.
Got it in deep, and that's how you do it.
The Grizzlies shooting the rock at 58%. Stolen by Van Vliet. Smith against Bagley. Pass to Whitmore. Back to Smith. Launches it. Up pulls it in. And here's Memphis, trailing by 8. Oh, the big finish by Bagley.
With the explosive leaping ability, he's able to play center despite being undersized.
To the right side. Smith right side. Clock at 6. Back to Whitmore. Driving inside. Smith outside. And the 3 off target. The Grizzlies have gotten 4 of 7 shots to drop in the third. Bagley a screen on Van Vliet. Over to the wing. And the call will be against Fred Van Vliet. That's foul number 2 for him. 26 seconds left in the third quarter here. Here's Kennard. Memphis shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. And he drops the first.
At the line for Memphis.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
No surprise there. He's about as automatic as it gets from the stripe. I hope I didn't jinx him.
Van Vliet with it. He's got 6. Landale with a screen. The kick out to Van Vliet. No good on the 3. Ooh, he trades the 3, but let's see. They may need to review it. And not so fast. The officials are going to check that shot again and make sure they got it right before we go to the 4th.
While this call may not decide the game, you always prefer to get it right.
And the ruling is in. The call stands. No bucket. So no change in the score as we end and we've reached the end of the third. It's Houston. They lead by 4. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter started. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And he definitely deserves the award. Reading the defense like a point guard.
He'll be proud of with that one. Bigs love when their passing skills are noticed.
Well, this has been a great contest so far. I imagine the fourth quarter could have more action in store for us. Fourth quarter, all on the court for the Rockets. Jalen Green is out there with Amin Thompson. Then it's Tari Eason. Then there's Alperon Şengün. And it's Brooks in at the 3. Jackson with a screen on Thompson. Jackson left side. Poke loose. Thompson outside. And there's the drive. And he goes big. The dunk right over Ja Morant.
That's unreal. I mean, Thompson, that boy's going to hit his head on the rim one day. Oh.
Morant with it. He's picked up by Eason. Here's Jackson. Pass to Edey. Back to Jackson. Shot clock at 5. To the paint. Şengün with a steal. Here's Eason. Yes! And the foul! Jaren Jackson picks one up. And an important part of every team's game. A look at the hustle stats for the Rockets.
Great heads-up defensive play tonight, creating offensive opportunities for themselves by forcing deflections.
They've also been showing us standout play on the fast break, working as a team to create easy opportunities.
Outside for Morant. Pass to Edey. The teardrop. Good. And the setup by Morant. Morant's got 6 assists in the game.
Sharing the rock. Part of what makes Ja Morant such a fantastic player is his ability to pass.
Green against Bane. Looking to get back on track. And it's hammered home by Green.
He makes the D look silly. What an incredible move.
Man, how about that finish right there? Not too bad. Here's Morant. Here he goes. And then Morant with the dunk.
This is what you pay to see. Morant doing what he does, exploding right to the rim off the drive. Wow.
Brooks against Jackson. Outside Eason. From the arc. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Jackson's got his 4th rebound in this one. He got it. No doubt that's a foul. And it's going to be a transition take foul. A touch under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the 4th. Thompson against Morant. Kicks it out to Jackson. Ooh, can't tie it up as that one's no good.
And the defense dodged one right there. Not the guy you want to leave open.
Outside Eason. Lets it go from deep. Drills it from deep. And the Rockets lead by 6.
This has been the story of the game, a battle fought on offense.
Yeah, but I think it's going to come down to who can get the stops down the stretch, because that's who's going to come away with this one.
Jackson outside. And again, it's Memphis missing.
Every possession counts for them right now. That's not going to get it done.
Here's Thompson. Grizzlies with the rebound.
He tried to get spicy and totally whipped, huh? Okay. He's going to be living this one down for at least about a week.
With the defense trying to protect the interior, he pulls at the arc and drains it.
Here's Green. And it's Bane with the rebound.
A rare miss for him at point-blank range. That's one he'd like to have back.
Here's Morant. Pass to Edey. Morant looking for an opening. Just 5 on the clock. Memphis needs to get off a shot. There's Jackson with the 3. And another 3 from Memphis.
Won't shy away from the big moment. No hesitation from Jackson Jr. on that shot.
Eason, a screen on Bane. Here's Green. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. And with this game coming down to the wire, they're quick to use their coach's challenge. Asking for a review. This could be a big call.
2 shots.
Blaze, we've seen so many of these personal foul calls still disputed even after the video review.
There's no doubt there's going to be a gray area in a lot of these calls. But at least we have the option to take a second look, so the officials can be sure they get it right. So they see clear evidence of a bad call, and they're going to overturn it. Probably the right decision.
And give credit to the officials for recognizing the mistake and correcting it. Nobody likes to say they got it wrong, but they fixed it in a hurry.
To take the lead, and he sinks it.
Great to see guys who don't back down under pressure.
He knew what they needed here and was determined to deliver. And that's how you lead a team, literally.
And so it's Memphis with it. Pass to Edie. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
Bain finds Morant. Down to 5 on the shot clock. To the middle. Edie. Money.
That's an important bucket. Now they have to guard the perimeter tight. No threes at all.
Here's Şengün. It's off. Oh, Brooks with the steal. And we've got a timeout called by Ime Udoka. Great time to call his guys into the huddle at a very tense moment in this game. And looking at the options here, what do you think is being discussed?
I would honestly attempt to get the ball near the rim, because even if the shot doesn't fall, a quick putback will suffice.
And so it's the Grizzlies who come out on top here. What a performance.
But eventually, I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it baked. Kinda like the view with the dice and me, top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back in the field. Let him run, let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla. Let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla.
Defense looking for answers.
starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniel. Rudy Gobert is out there with Julius Randle. And it's DiVincenzo in at the point guard position. And for the Grizzlies, Morant is the point with Bane out on the wing. G.G. Jackson is out there with Jaren Jackson. And it's Edey in at the 5 down low. And what a matchup we have here in the front court, Greg.
Yeah, each of these teams are anchored by their big men. I think it's going to be physical and highly intensified.
Well, the work that Anthony Edwards is putting in as a shooter is there. That range shot so important. Nice three-point look right there.
And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more. So Morant, he'll go to the free throw line. That's on Jaden McDaniels. Greg, with how explosive John Morant is, he has certainly taken his fair share of awkward falls.
And that's what worries you with guys like that. He's already had a number of injuries in his young career, but we all just want to see him at full health.
Oh, here's Edwards. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And he goes big with the tap right over John Morant.
Oh, Anthony Edwards thinks this game is a dunk contest. Go ahead, young sir. What a finish.
Morant against McDaniel. Back to Morant. And there's the drive. Here's Edey. And he's good on the 3-ball.
Well, Morant's acrobatics often get the attention, but his passing is also elite.
First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. DiVincenzo can't hit it.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Morant drives in. Pass to Edey. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
DiVincenzo against Bane. DiVincenzo passes to Gobert. Out to Edwards. Lays it up and banks it in. Edwards got 7 points in the game.
Well, Anthony Edwards with that frame on the interior, such a tough check.
They set the screen. Pass to Edey. Jackson has the open look. And the Grizzlies tack on 2 more.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals run. And that's a finish he'll be bragging about for a while.
As he should. Very impressive.
How about that from your point guard, gentlemen? Playing big at the rim, okay?
For Memphis, they've gotten all 5 of their shots to go down in the first quarter. Terrific start. And Morant throws it down.
And the agility, the hops, Morant just explodes off the floor.
It's the Timberwolves now, following the score by Memphis. Edwards can't hit.
Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
There's Jackson with the 3. Randle grabs the board. The Timberwolves trail. It's Edwards on the wing. 10 points for him. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
Man, that strength and concentration from Anthony Edwards. Yes, there's contact. Doesn't bother him.
Here's Morant. A shake. And that's 2 points on the lane. 9 points in the game so far.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
On the wing, DiVincenzo. Timberwolves passing it around. Morant against Edwards. Pass to McDaniels. Lets it go with the 3. It's rebounded by Memphis. We've got 33 seconds left here in the opening quarter. A kick out to Bane. Jackson against DiVincenzo. Outside Jackson. Morant with a wide open look. A three-pointer, no good. Timberwolves have gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. Edwards. Pass to McDaniels. Randall with the ball. Launches it. That one's not going to go. Ja Morant has been leading the charge, guys, for the Memphis Grizzlies. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Grizzlies.
A lot of high motor play from them in this one, allowing them to kind of charge through the defense and find good looks.
And the other thing I love, how they're making the extra pass. They're not settling for the first shot. They're going from good to great.
So on the floor for Minnesota, Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Randall out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's DiVincenzo in the point guard. A nice shot by McDaniels. Here's Morant. He's got 9. And Morant throws it down.
An aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. And those advanced numbers, Doris, they show Rudy Gobert is historically great.
Kevin, I love that you are an analytics lover, but for me, it's about the eye test. Rudy Gobert has won the Defensive Player of the Year on more than one occasion. He's played on winning teams, and he's been an integral part of their success. He is one of the all-time great defenders we've seen.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, Rudy Gobert has tied for the most Defensive Player of the Year awards all time, but he's challenging himself to do more offensively. He said it's all about just being okay with missing or making mistakes, freeing my mind and doing the things that I work on to get out of this shell that I was being put in. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David Aldridge, we thank you for that report. And they blow the whistle for a foul. He was trying to disrupt the fast break opportunity. The Grizzlies shooting just their second attempt at the line tonight. Greg, you look at today's point guards, so many different types that can be effective.
And there's a lot more freedom for point guards to kind of explore the parameters of their game. Sometimes it's steadying an offense. Other times it's to ignite it.
Now here's Jackson. Pass to Jackson. And another miss by Memphis.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
Throws it up high. Stolen. And here we go. The Grizzlies on a fast break. Payne for 3. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Not everyone has the green light to take that 3 in transition, but he does, especially with the defense already set up protecting the paint.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. You hear, Doris, people now calling Anthony Edwards one of the faces of the NBA. I'm assuming you'd agree.
100% agree, because the skills are extraordinary. The development in his decision-making has gone leaps and bounds from where it was. Beyond that, Kevin, he's a lockdown defender, one of the best competitors, fearless in the big moments, and one of the most charismatic young men in the league today. This guy is spectacular.
The Grizzlies have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And their free throw percentage as a unit last year, 76%, right around the middle of the road.
Now, here's McDaniels. Basket good. And the Grizzlies leading by 6. Right side Jackson. Pass to Jackson. Edwards against Payne. Jackson a screen on Edwards. Here's Edey. Inside. The rebound by the Timberwolves. Gobert's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Edwards. The muscle from Edwards.
Anthony Edwards has got his rhythm, and he's got a well-rounded offensive game. Look out.
Here's Morant. To the wing on the left. We've got 1:28 left in the first half of basketball. And there's the call on Dante DiVincenzo. That is his first foul of the game.
Third team foul.
So it's the Grizzlies now. 4-point game. Outside for Jackson. Jackson setting the pick here for Jackson. Jackson is doubled.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
For Memphis, they have yet to miss from the free throw line. They're 3 for 3. And he makes the first. And so he hits both. 1:11 left now here in the second. Edwards looking it over. Randall outside. For the three. Carries it from three-point range. Randall's got 6.
Well, so often the guy who sets the screen. In that instance, Julius Randle with the ball in his hands in the pick and roll. Go ahead, Julius.
Here's Edey. Back to Morant. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Edey. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Gobert's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession.
Man, that was a risky pass. Fortunate that the D didn't get that one. It was in the air for a long time.
24 seconds left in the first half. McDaniels against Jackson. Edwards a screen on Jackson. Here's McDaniels. Nails the baby hook. 6 points for him.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
And not the guy you want to send to the line. He has been automatic.
The Grizzlies haven't yet missed a free throw. 5 for 5. The first free throw is good.
Desmond Bain taking 2 shots.
And Bain drops them both.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
It'll count. And no good on the last second attempt this time. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Grizzlies out in front, leading by 3. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports.
And get ready for the fan of courtside. Rumble, please. They're measuring up the shot.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Guys, Ja Morant has been sensational.
And you know he's going to put up points every time out, but boy, he made it look so easy in that first half.
Now let's see if he continues that trend the rest of the way. He certainly has the talent and the endurance to do just that.
We've got Bagley. Wells is out there with Luke Kennard. Then it's Williams. And it's Huff in at the power forward position. That's the lineup out there for the Grizzlies. Outside for Bagley. Reed with the rebound.
Well, they are daring him to miss, and he obliges.
Alexander Walker with the ball. Reed with a screen on Kennard. The shot's good from Alexander Walker.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Now, here's Kennard. Defended by Alexander Walker. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Okay, Luke Kennard, we see you rocking the rim. My goodness, a little bounce.
Shannon, the shot's good.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible. And boy, that's a terrific start right there.
Pass to Huff. The three. Here's Bagley. Ball's knocked loose. 5 on the clock. There's the pick. Here's Huff from the arc. Reed with the rebound. Alexander Walker with the ball. Now guarded by Wells. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Alexander Walker passes to Shannon. Back to Alexander Walker. Goes up the baseline. Here's Miller. Pass to Alexander Walker. And here's Reed. With 1 on the clock. And Reed throws it down.
Well, what he lacks in size for a typical center, he makes up for with all that athleticism. Boy, can he elevate.
Bagley sets a screen for Kennard. Left side, Bagley. Over in the corner, Williams. Back to Bagley. Kennard on the wing. There's the pick. Fires from deep. Reed with the rebound. For Minnesota, they've gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Why not? And he banks in the layup.
Well, exposing a weakness in the defense, that's just way too easy, guys.
1:49 left to play in the third. Now, here's Kennard. D right on him.
Minnesota foul. Minor. First personal foul. First team foul.
1:37 left in the third quarter. Bagley the screen. Driving inside. To stop the drought. And the 3 ball is good. Bagley's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And the rhythm, the timing, an encouraging sign seeing Bagley knock it down there off the catch.
Here's Shannon. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Shannon's got the game tied up here for Minnesota.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Pass to Bagley. Here's Miller. It's blocked, and they get it back. Back to Alexander Walker. Down low, here's Reed. And he elevates for the slam dunk, and Marvin Bagley did not like that.
And talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space. Now, here's Kennard. He's got 5. Pass to Huff. 6 to shoot. Back to Kennard. A 3 ball. Reed with the rebound. Reed's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Shot's good by Alexander Walker.
That pass had to be thrown not only in the right spot, but at the right time.
And here's Kennard. This one for 3, and that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. The third quarter comes to a close. The Timberwolves on top. They finish. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver, and he did just that.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. And a look at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the fourth. Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Gobert is out there with Julius Randle. And it's DiVincenzo in at the 1. Count that one.
And what a show Morant is putting on. Every time he touches the ball, you feel like he's going to score.
DiVincenzo with it. Now defended by Bain. The Grizzlies trail by 4. And here we go. Fast break, and Morant's got it. Outside for Jackson. Outside, Bain. Back to Jackson. And Jackson throws it down hard.
What agility there. Look how quick Jackson moves after setting the screen. Perfect execution.
Edwards, a screen on Jackson. Here's McDaniels. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
And you don't want to allow too many of those short ones with the game right now in the balance.
Here's Morant. Drives to the hoop. Memphis moving that ball around. Out left to the wing. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Edwards slashing. Edwards with the dunk of the night.
Boy, the quickness off the dribble drive by Anthony Edwards. Being able to put it on the deck, so important.
Morant against Gobert. Out to Morant for 3. Falls right in. He is 8 for 11 with that shot.
And that's right in his wheelhouse. Looking to make an impact when it counts.
This is a player who understands when the game is hanging in the balance. He knows it's winning time.
2 points. That one goes. McDaniels got 6 here in this quarter.
This is what we call highly efficient play. Working off the screen, getting to the cup.
McDaniels against Morant. Outside for Jackson. Those 3-pointers off the mark.
Simply put, a bad shot, guys. They all know they can get a better look than that.
That's a 2 from Randall. Outside Edwards. And no good. Trying to use the glass. The Grizzlies trail by 5. There's the screen. Morant against McDaniel. Morant looking around. Tries from 10. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Gobert's got 8 rebounds in this game. Outside Edwards. Edwards shooting fearlessly from the arc.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
And that's a player with no fear. Jackson steps to the forefront, goes out and gets them a massive bucket.
Now here's McDaniels. Out to Edwards. Gobert, and slam dunk by Gobert.
I love that Rudy left no doubt. Show off that power, Rudy.
The 3 from Morant. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. They're this close to putting it away.
Yeah, they don't need to do anything special. Just take time off the clock.
A nice shot by McDaniel.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
Yeah, playing with great energy and great effort. And as a coach, you'd love to see this from your team every single night.
35 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Bain against DiVincenzo. And finished off by Gobert.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. And then Morant slams it in. 19 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. And they can just let the clock run out here.
Cannot argue with the W.
Edie gets the bucket. And so the Timberwolves take the win. A truly gutsy performance. Thank you, David. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin.
to it. NBA action on 2K Sports. Brian looking at the starting five for the Minnesota Timberwolves. And is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Julius Randle out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's DiVincenzo in at point. And for Houston, we've got Amen Thompson. Dylan Brooks is out there with Tari Eason. Then it's Jalen Green, and it's Şengün in at the center position. And Grant, you look at the Rockets' additions over the last year or two, there's an emphasis on toughness.
Yeah, toughness, both physical and mental. Those are the kinds of veterans they brought in. And that extends, of course, to the coaching staff, too.
Well, it's fair to say we can expect a bruising battle between these two, Grant.
Yeah, these are two teams that dare you to bring the ball at them. They both feast on the defensive side, so don't expect any scoring records broken in this one.
Thompson, no good. Here's Edwards, and Edwards slams it in.
Talk about a guy who runs the floor. Edwards gets down there on the fast break so quickly.
Green against McDaniels. DiVincenzo with a steal. The kick out to Edwards. Drops in the 3. Edwards got 5 points.
Well, look, Edwards plays with a lot of confidence, which makes him deadly off the catch.
Pass to Eason to stop the run. Sinks the tray.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Thompson with a steal. Gobert against Şengün. Outside for Green. On the wing, Green. Şengün, a screen on DiVincenzo. 6 on the shot clock. And it's Green missing.
When the defense is playing off you like that, you want to be able to convert. But that time, he just couldn't get it done.
And the ball out of play. The Rockets will have it. Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. And Jaden McDaniels picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Şengün against Gobert. Şengün passes to Brooks. The three-pointer off the mark.
Yeah, and the defense really respects his shooting ability, and they showed it with that tight coverage.
Pass to Edwards. Here's Gobert, defended by Şengün. Goes back up, and Gobert finishes inside.
Outstanding job converting in close. Gobert understands how to execute around the rim.
Here's Green. Rebound Minnesota. Gobert's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Outside, DiVincenzo. No good on the triple.
He had more than enough room to hit that, just couldn't make it happen.
Pass to Thompson, and stolen by Edwards. And now the T-Wolves on the break. Here's DiVincenzo, rips down the breakaway slam.
Well, you can't be careless when Edwards is roaming nearby, because he can and will pick your pocket, which leads to points in transition.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Well, similarities in the games of Alperen Şengün and Nikola Jokic. A couple years back, Jokic suggested that Houston run their offense more through him, and they have. Jokic said that's going to benefit the whole organization. He wants to pass and play for the team. They'll move when the ball is in his hands. Brian?
Well, Jokic would know. Thanks, Allie. And stand while Edwards has pushed back. It hasn't stopped others from comparing him to his heiress, Michael Jordan.
And that talk is more about how his game reminds one of MJ play and less about greatness. Edwards' career is just getting started.
And this guy can just fly. Green lifts off and slams it down.
And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
Well, they're playing with great pace, pushing the ball up the floor and attacking before the defense can get set.
Yeah, we got to talk about how pestering they've been on defense, forcing turnovers and finding ways to score off them.
Pass to Eason. Clock at 4. Brooks outside. From downtown. And it's Gobert with a rebound. The Timberwolves lead by 7. For 3, Randall buries it from 3.
They've been very effective so far. A balanced attack at its best.
Yeah, now it's all about maintaining this lead, but you can't start playing it safe. You got to keep attacking and executing.
Houston shooting their second and third shots at the line here. Free throw good. Green.
And for Green, it's about trying to be consistent. He has talent, and he needs to play to his strengths.
For Minnesota, they've got 6 of 8 shots to go. DiVincenzo, pass to Edwards. Oh, Brooks with the steal. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Green for 3. Hits a three-pointer. Green's got 8.
Yeah, and Green has tons of confidence in his three-point shot, and it was on display right there as he knocked it down.
Stolen by Thompson. Fast break. Here come the Rockets. Fires the 3. That one's good from Green. And the assist from Eason. 11 points in the game.
They closed the gap over the last few possessions, but can they push through and grab the lead?
Well, with all the momentum they've built up, I don't see this run stopping anytime soon.
No shortage of score. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter of action so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen from the Timberwolves?
Well, they've used the fast break well to score easy points and keep the defense unsettled.
Yeah, they've dictated the pace to this point, looking to run at every opportunity.
Tari Eason is out there with Dylan Brooks. Then it's Green. Then there's Alperon Şengün. And it's Thompson in at the 2. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Rockets. Here's DiVincenzo for 3. Randall, he's in his comfort zone. 2 for 2 to start this one.
No hesitation from the big man, Randall. I mean, this is how confident of a shooter he is.
McDaniels against Green. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Gobert's got rebound number 8 here already in the game. To the inside, and stolen by Green. And up the floor again for the Rockets, running the court. To the paint, here's Şengün. And Şengün throw it down.
Already an intelligent playmaker, Thompson moves the ball well for a rookie.
On the take, Edwards. They get the rebound. Gobert. And that one's good. That makes him 2 for 3.
Yeah, that's a nice hustle play, but boy, it drives a coach crazy to concede second chance points.
And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball.
Jump ball.
Eason against Randall. Now here's Eason. From deep three-point land. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
You know, we talk about the value of size out of the backcourt, and that sequence by Thompson is a great example.
Outside, Green. Yes, and a nice assist from Thompson. Green's got 14 points for the game. Well, Grant, as you always say, in the playoffs, you need a player who can score in isolation.
That's true, B.A. And in a 7-game series, defense is to disrupt your set offense. If your stars can go mano-a-mano and create something out of nothing, that's often the best you can get. And once he gets to the rim, it's fairly automatic.
Nothing fancy right there. Just takes his 2 points, moves on. Outside, Green. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
Third personal foul.
I love it. Slashing his way inside. Green forcing the issue.
Line for 2.
And both free throws good for Green. Minnesota in the lead. Thompson with a steal. Takes the 3. And it's Gobert with a rebound. Gobert's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. And here's Edwards outside. Edwards making it look so easy from deep.
Well, this is why Edwards is a nightmare for defenses. He can drive right through you or pull you apart from range like this.
Green for 3. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. 1:58 left in the first half. Pass to Gobert. Back to Edwards. This one for 3. Eason pulls it in. Rockets trail by 5. Outside, Green. Eason, pass to Green. Here's the teardrop. Nimble move by Green as he gets it to go.
And right now, Green's got the hot hand, and it would be wise to keep going to him.
Green against DiVincenzo. Rebounded by Green. And it's Green with the ball for the Rockets. Inside. And Sengun throw it down.
Nice find by Thompson. Now, good to see him sharing the ball like this.
Down low. Strong finish by Gobert.
Back to the basics, unleashing the one-hand flush.
Boy, he makes the basics look pretty outstanding, though, huh?
That's true.
And Jaden McDaniels picks up the foul. That'll get him his 4th foul of the game. There's 53 seconds left to play in the first half. Shot's good by Thompson.
You see there, Thompson does a good job of sneaking into the lane and finishing.
Stolen by Thompson. Fast break. Here come the Rockets. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
Good fast-paced play there. It's much easier to find a shot when you beat the defense back.
And there's the call on Amin Thompson. That's his first foul. And it's a completely new group for the Timberwolves. There's 39 seconds left to play in the first half. Here's Shannon. Green covering. And he jams it home with authority.
B.A., I'm not sure he should be flaunting around the rim like that with this game so close.
Oh, it's risky, but it sure did look good. The rebound by the Timberwolves.
Yeah, he might want to avoid looking over at the bench for a little bit here. A missed dunk like that is infuriating to a coach.
How about the bounce?
We can call that bounce per ounce. Can't be denied. Brooks outside. Green in the post. And it's hammered home by Green.
Yeah, what a finish. He used his bounce to throw it down over the taller defender.
His hang time on the rim puts a sweet cherry on top, B.A.
It's a close game, and those displays of explosiveness can jumpstart a team. Up in time. The shot comes out, and the first half comes to an end. We've got a close game going here. Timberwolves ahead, up by 3. We've got more in store for you right after this.
36. Fans, please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fan half-court shot. Runs, please. They're measuring up the shot.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. Nice game. Great performance by Jalen Green.
Yeah, he's showing off how skilled he is at attacking the defense and converting at the line.
Well, he's also a pretty good actor. He sells fouls really well.
On the court for the Timberwolves, Miller is out there with Naz Reid. Then it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and it's Shannon in at the 1. 5 on the clock. Oh, and Reid with a block. And so it looks like it'll be Houston's ball. Houston making some changes. Landale's checked in for Adams. Green comes in for Eason. And Tate is subbed in for Holiday. Here's Whitmore. Reid with the rebound.
He expects to make every one of those, and we expect him to make them too.
Oh, he packs it down.
That is incredible.
And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Can you say immediate entry into the highlight reel? Woo, what a dunk, B.A.
It's showtime now, man. They've built up a lead, and they're starting to rub it in. And with today's switching defensive style, versatile wing players are tremendously in demand, Coach.
Yeah, well, position now, Brian, comes down to who can you guard. And guys that can guard 3, 4, 5 different positions, those 6'7", 6'8" guys are often able to do that, and they are extremely valuable.
Whitmore goes in. No, stopping him there. Jams it in, and he's fouled. An opportunity in a three-point play. Nickeil Alexander-Walker picks one up. Houston shooting their 6th attempt at the charity stripe in the game. The Timberwolves lead by 4. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far.
I mean, come on, that's a shot you expect him to make.
Pass to Smith. It's tipped. Tate with it. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Late clock. Houston's got to hurry. Green. The layup off target. Minnesota's gone 4 of 6 from three-point range thus far. And the foul on Jabari Smith. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
Over a minute and a half now into this third quarter action. Alexander-Walker, the pass to Miller. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. And the Timberwolves lead by 6. Here's Whitmore. Soft touch off the glass. Whitmore's got 5 points now this quarter.
Athleticism showing through from Whitmore. He doesn't need much room at all to operate in close.
And he goes up strong with a one-handed jam.
Woo! Defensively, you can't afford to let him get to the rim that easily.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
Well, that's too easy. As he says, let me add to my highlight reel.
On the wing, Whitmore. He's got 5. Minot pulls it in. The Timberwolves lead by 6. Here's Alexander-Walker. And he makes it on the layup. Alexander-Walker's got 6.
It's very difficult to slow him down defensively, especially when you have communication problems.
Here's Whitmore. And he dunks it down.
An impressive athlete. This rookie Whitmore loves getting inside and hammering it home.
Outside, Alexander-Walker. And he lobs it up top. Oh, stolen by Tate. Rockets trail by 6. Here's Landale. That three's off the mark. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Well, the Timberwolves are one of the biggest teams in the association, and Coach Chris Finch said, quote, that's how we're built. It's part of our identity. That's what we have to lean into. We want to be big at the rim and force our size on opponents. Brian, he loves to see other teams hesitant to venture into the paint.
Hearing footsteps, right? Allie, thanks. Houston has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the third. Off target with the 3. Minnesota leading by 6. Here's Alexander-Walker, and he makes no mistake. Slam dunk. There's a minute 12 left in the third quarter. Up top, Whitmore. Pass to Landale. To the paint. Here's Smith. And it's good for 2.
And there's the length of Smith at work. Playing big on the interior.
For Minnesota, they've gotten 5 of 7 attempts in the third quarter. The 3. The shot by Alexander Walker, no good.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Here's Smith. Oh, and Reed with a block. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Reed. Smith outside. Pass to Green. Shot clock at 6. Oh, the dunk by Smith.
I mean, the motor this kid has is unmatched. Smith goes up with a purpose.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Alexander Walker. Off target from 3-point range. Rockets trail by 4. Smith outside. Here's Landale. Gets the bucket and the foul. Nikhil Alexander Walker picks one up.
Able to get a layup out of that one. That's just soft defense there.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw. And that one misses. It could go. He got it up in time, but it would not fall for him. And at the close of the third quarter, still a close game. Both teams putting up points in a hurry. And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist to the game.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. Zero chance to stop that.
Now that is an elite level dig. What a great pass.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we'll start the 4th in what is still anybody's ball game. Alperon Şengün out there with Tari Eason. Then it's Dylan Brooks. Then there's Amen Thompson. And it's Green in at the 1. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Eason can't get it to go. And here's Randall. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They've led by as much as 10. Eason with the ball. Now guarded by McDaniels. And out of bounds. Minnesota will have it.
Minnesota ball.
Minnesota in the lead. Outside, DiVincenzo. The kick out to Edwards. The 3 is up. Ooh, and once again, off the mark by Minnesota. And the Rockets shooting the ball at 43% from the field. And it's Thompson penetrating. Oh, and the jam by Thompson.
And attacking with reckless abandon. Somehow Thompson able to get through.
That's their 5th personal.
And the free throw, no good. For Minnesota, they've gone 0 for 3 in this 4th. Not good. Edwards, so good inside.
Edwards plays with such ferocity.
Edwards has gone 4 of 8 from the field. Şengün against Gobert. Back to Şengün. It's good.
After being behind for so long, they must be relieved to finally get this thing tied up.
Yeah, guys, they've shown a ton of character in making this comeback. Now they've got to finish the job.
Gobert with a screen on Thompson. To the inside. Oh, and Gobert powers it home.
And just so mobile at his size. Once Gobert sets the screen, he rolls hard to the right spot.
Eason with a steal. To the middle. Deflects the pass. Şengün. And Jaden McDaniels picks up the foul. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he'll sit the rest of it. This one out.
They'll need to make some major adjustments to compensate for him fouling out with the game on the line.
Clark is checked in for the Timberwolves. Alexander Walker comes in for DiVincenzo. Up top, Brooks. Clark covers. 6 to shoot. Eason, a screen on Clark. 3-pointer, Brooks. Gets rebounded by Minnesota. Gobert's got rebound number 13 tonight with that one. Outside, Alexander Walker. Driving in. And the layup is good. Now it's a 4-point Minnesota lead.
Hey, they really needed that one. Big time move inside.
Yeah, look, that shot took loads of punch. Zero fear.
And that's a clutch shot by a big-time shooter. And where's the D?
Here's Alexander Walker. The kick out to Edwards. Here's the floater. Here's Gobert. Back to Alexander Walker. For three, Randall. And the three-pointer goes.
Well, this is what he does. A proven scorer in the clutch.
The Rockets have gone 3 of 5 since this fourth quarter started. The shake. And there's a nice layup by Şengün.
And this is just typical of him. Always making an impact at crucial moments in the game.
Well, you know this is when they lean on him, and he delivers with a much-needed score.
Eason, pass to Şengün. Back to Eason. Minute 32 left in the fourth quarter here. Inside. Alexander Walker with it. Now Thompson defending. Outside Edwards. Sinks that one. Now shooting 5 of 10 and looking sharp.
Well, you need a bucket? Give it to Edwards. He's got that clutch gene.
Here's Green. It's blocked by Gobert. And here we go, the Timberwolves on the run. Randall deciding where to go with it. And there's the call on Tari Eason. That'll be his second foul of the game. And Minnesota with some changes. Reed's checked in for Rudy Gobert. And Minot subbed in for Clark. And here's Edwards. That's his 6 make and 11 tries.
Wow, these are the moments that Edwards lives for. He is dynamite in the clutch.
To the paint. Oh, and the jam by Thompson.
That's unreal. I mean, Thompson, that was going to hit his head on the rim one day. Oh.
5-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Thompson against Edwards.
Rockets foul. Thompson. Second personal foul. Second team foul.
So the first one drops, and that puts him up 5.
Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards.
Second one is good, getting both at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Taking care of business at the line, leaving this one out of reach.
Thompson outside. Lays out, and it's out of bounds to the Rockets as Houston retains possession.
Nice deflection there. Really trying to disrupt their offensive flow.
Yeah, there's nothing easy on offense. Coaches love seeing that kind of hustle on the defensive end.
Brooks finds Şengün. Off with the layup. So it's Minnesota picking up the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them. They had
time, but eventually I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it baked. Kinda like the view with the dice in the mid, top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back. Like you still
Greg, leading up to this one has been about the impact of the backcourt.
And that's where it all starts. When you have a confident and competent backcourt, it just opens up a lot of things for you offensively.
Look at the opening lineup for the Memphis Grizzlies. Morant is the point with Bane out on the wing. Jaren Jackson is out there with G.G. Jackson. And it's Edey in at the 5 down low. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. Just 2 to shoot. Hands it from downtown.
And that'll start us off already. You can feel the tension in this arena.
Boy, I tell you, you're right. You can feel this one looking like it's going to be a tight one throughout.
Now here's Green. Eason, a screen on Bane. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
Really good body control by Green. He's able to adjust off the contact and do so at a really high level.
The Rockets shooting their first free throw this game.
And their numbers from the line last season, they're good, just not great, about 77% as a team.
It's an odd stat, but what I'm going to throw out there anyway, the Memphis Grizzlies set an NBA record last season for players used in a season.
Kevin, this isn't football. They had 33 different guys suited up last season. That tells you how difficult it was. Constant change, hard to build chemistry, and let's face it, hard to win games.
He gets that one. Edey's got 5.
As a passer, Morant has developed great instincts, and he's going to exploit those gaps in the D.
Got that one up quick.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
And here are the Grizzlies now. It's a 3-point game. Jackson setting the pick here for Morant. The kick out to Bane. Off target from outside. Rockets have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. And Thompson slams it home.
Rocketing off the deck. Thompson showing that youthful exuberance.
Morant with it. Now Green defending. Jackson has the open look. Good, and a nice assist from Morant. Morant's got 3 assists now in this one.
You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that D can afford to give him.
Now here's Green. 6 points for him. Bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
Green doing work inside. Feels like he can score on just about anybody.
Let's send it over to David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Udoka. David?
Well, of course, they're concerned about the dynamic Ja Morant. Coach told me the plan is simple. Make things as hard as they can on Ja on both ends of the floor. Make him work on defense, and by crunch time, maybe we can tire him just a little bit. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David.
A terrific defender, and Jackson, one of those guys with great timing when he goes for the shot block and not afraid to send a message as well.
Now here's Morant. Driving the lane. Outside for Jackson. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Edey's got 7 points in the game.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Green, and Green slams it in.
Jalen Green has some serious hop. Yes, he does.
And here's Morant. He'll bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. Trailing by 2. Pass to Edey. Back to Bane. 1:09 left here in the first quarter.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D, just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Now here's Green. He's got 10. Eason gets a wide open look. Hits it from 3-point range.
Nice to see such unselfish play from Green, putting the team ahead of himself.
Pass to Edey. Some nice passing there by Memphis. And Thompson sends it back. And it's out of bounds. The Grizzlies able to retain possession here.
Memphis ball.
40 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Jackson with it. Now, here's Bain. He's covered by Eason. Knocks down the three ball.
Oh, quick thinking from Jackson. When he's rising and firing fast, you know he's in the zone.
On the wing, Thompson. Guarded by Morant. Morant against Thompson. 6 on the shot clock. And it's Morant with the rebound. Outside Jackson. Back to Morant. Jackson setting the pick here for Morant. And so is Jalen Green making highlights for Houston. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And when you consider how the Rockets are doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
Thompson is out there with Jalen Green. Then it's Tari Eason. Then it's Alperen Şengün. And it's Brooks in at the 3. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Rockets. And every year, and Greg, we agree, Bain seems to get better and better as a playmaker.
Doesn't overdo anything with his passes. Looks more and more comfortable creating off the driving kick. He's become a large part of this offensive team.
And it's Thompson with the jam.
And he's got rocket ship-like takeoff. Thompson can flat out fly.
Morant drives in. Oh, and he misses the dunk.
When you do moves like that and you miss, you know you're going to hear it from your coaches and your teammates.
Green against Morant. And Green gets it to go.
Able to score from anywhere on the court. Green can hurt you in myriad ways, and his game is only growing.
Jackson a screen on Green. Bain against Eason. There's Jackson with the 3. Rockets with the rebound. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played so far. And that one, good.
When it's Green making plays for others, that's a really good sign for this squad.
Morant against Thompson. Pass to Edey. Here's Jackson. Driving to the basket. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Every year, Greg, we get a new batch of rookies into the NBA. And sometimes we're all guilty of judging them too early.
Oh, absolutely. I think we need probably 3 years to evaluate a player. You know, fans and media can be a little harsh at times, but not everybody develops at the same rate. It helps that Thompson can score with either hand close to the bucket. Defenders can't force him to one side or the other.
And stolen by Eason. Pass to Brooks. Good, and the assist goes to Şengün. And now it's a 9-point Houston lead. And there's the call on Amen Thompson. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Jackson down low. Şengün's there. That one goes in. Edey's got 4 points this quarter.
It's a textbook example of how to move the ball. Boy, you got to love that. Once he takes flight, Green can make some incredible moves in the air.
Here's Morant. Thompson with the rebound. Houston leading by 9.
2 minutes.
Out to the wing. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Morant.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And, you know, even though they didn't come up with the steal, that's still a nice defensive play.
Şengün inside. 5 to shoot. Eason, a screen on Bain. Launches a 3. Shot by Eason, no good. The Grizzlies trail by 9. Here's Morant. Outside for Jackson. Offline with his 3. And here's Green. He'll bring it up for Houston. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. And Green slams it in.
Terrific job by Green, utilizing that world-class speed to get out ahead of everybody else.
Incredible for his age. The decision-making of Shengun GA is very impressive.
So calm when he sees a double coming. Reads and reacts with ease when he's on the block or at the nail. Reminds you of a young Jokic with how he sees the game.
Here's Green, and it's Green with the jam.
Blasting off, Green runs in and just launches himself to the rim.
Morant scanning the floor. No good on the 3. Here's Houston now. They're on a 16-3 run. Here's Eason. And the dunk by Eason.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Almost no holes in their performance tonight. They've been tremendous.
It's stolen by Green. The drive by Thompson. And it's Thompson with the jam.
Tenacious on the attack. Thompson is fantastic at finding lanes to the basket.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. On the wing, Jackson takes a 3. It's rebounded by Houston.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
And, you know, they've got to be careful, because this is when the team concept breaks down and guys start playing hero ball.
Green in the high post. Oh, what a finish!
Talk about execution on the offensive end. They're leaving nothing on the table right now.
Yep, they're starting to stretch this lead out. Too much offense to keep pace with.
And so it's the Houston Rockets with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. And we'll be right back after this.
Fourth shot. Drum roll, please. They're thinking about the shot.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Well, guys, what can you say? Jalen Green, an impressive effort here today.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
So the Grizzlies 5 right now. We've got Wells. He's out there with Luke Kennard. Bagley is out there with Williams. And it's Huff in the power forward. For 3, Van Vliet. A three-pointer is right on target. Van Vliet's got the first basket of the third quarter for Houston. The Grizzlies shooting not great, 40% for the game. Kennard against Van Vliet. Bagley kicks to Kennard. Here's the 3. Drains it from beyond the arc. Kennard's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That is his first foul of the game. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Pick by Tate. And then Smith with the dunk.
And guys, we're going to see a lot of that from this young man. Smith right now beasting.
Kennard against Van Vliet. Takes the 3. Landale grabs the miss. Rockets leading by 21. Count that one from Van Vliet. Van Vliet's got 5.
And terrific hustle from Van Vliet in transition, getting up court fast to finish the fast break.
Here's the screen. Kennard for 3. Rebound by Smith.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, when you look at the draft, it seems talent evaluators have a type. LeBron James says our league is always hungry for potential. That's the whole focus of the lottery. It makes sense that those guys who are taking 16 to 30 are on real contending teams and making impacts. Of course, Kevin, everybody wants to draft the next LeBron. Good luck with that.
Or work with the next David Aldridge, a Hall of Famer. David, thank you. Williams gets the bucket. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Van Vliet against Kennard. Now here's Van Vliet, guarded closer. Just 5 to shoot. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Van Vliet's got 9 points now in the quarter.
And unafraid to challenge the heart of this defense. Van Vliet's a strong finisher for his size.
2 minutes remaining.
Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And it slams it home and gets some camera time on the end of it.
He did. He spent a while up on that rim, didn't he?
The refs are much more lenient with that kind of situation than they used to be.
Van Vliet looking around. Here's Smith. Another shot, and it's good on the way in. Smith's got his second basket.
And smart play by Smith, using that build to get in there and just fight for the rebound and the finish.
And Kennard wide open. He shoots. And again, it's the Grizzlies from deep.
Not sure what the defense was thinking. I mean, you can't leave this guy open from deep.
Count that one from Van Vliet. Van Vliet's got 11 points here in just the second half.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
Pass to Landale. Shoots a 3. Rebound by Williams. The Grizzlies have gone 4 of 9 for the floor so far in the third. Kennard finds Williams. And it's Jock Landale with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
35 seconds left here in the third quarter. Kennard for 3. And it's Whitmore with the rebound. Rockets leading by 23. Here's Smith, and he drives in. Can't throw it down with one hand. The Grizzlies shooting around 40% in the third. Maybe settling for some less than ideal looks out there. Wells' shot is good.
An unselfish guy who enjoys setting his guys up. Bagley has impressive vision for a big fella.
Van Vliet outside. For 3, Smith. That shot off. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. The Rockets on top, running away with it. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this was?
Yeah, and as a 2-guard, he's typically not a reluctant shooter, so it was really nice to see him orchestrating for a teammate instead.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. They've got Jalen Green. Tari Eason is out there with Alperen Şengün. Then there's Dylan Brooks. And it's Thompson in at the shooting guard. That's the 5 for Houston right now. And here is Green. Pass to Eason. Back to Green. Beyond the arc. Offensive rebound. Great positioning on the putback. And the Rockets lead by 21.
Oh, big time put back there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder.
And night in and night out, that's what he provides.
Jackson from long range. Şengün with the rebound. Şengün's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. And it's Desmond Bane with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
Straight frustration right there, and I agree with you. Self-control of your emotions a must-have if you're going to play winning basketball.
Clock at 6. A steal.
Well, that was a superb read defensively. He jumped right into the passing lane the instant the ball left the passer's hand.
Green, the pass to Eason. Great D that time from Bain. The Grizzlies trail by 21. Jackson, a screen on Thompson. And another miss by Memphis. And so Green will bring it up for the Houston Rockets. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. Şengün finds Green. Back to Şengün. Shot clock at 6. Out of bounds, Rockets ball as Houston keeps possession.
Still, Rockets ball.
Here's Brooks. Looking for Eason. He gets it there. Thompson sets the pick for Brooks. Shot clock at 5. Houston needs to get a shot off. Thompson misses. The Grizzlies trail by 21. Payne for 3. Eason grabs the board.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
And he's got to find other ways to contribute then, because his shot making is not happening right now.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Boy, it's been a three-point barrage. They came out gunning and have not stopped.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Back to Green. And the rejection by Jackson. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. .149 left in the fourth quarter. The Grizzlies trail by 18. It's Morant with the drive. Outside Jackson. On the wing, Jackson. Tipped away. It's stolen by Eason.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Rockets.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching any lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and look at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Jalen Green.
Well, the defense just couldn't figure him out, and he continued to put it to him.
Edey with the rebound. And so it's Memphis with it. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. On the wing, Jackson. Shoots the 3. And another miss by Memphis. Here's Şengün. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. An easy 2 points on the layup. And the Rockets lead by 20.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
Boy, they've given their fans plenty to cheer about, that's for sure. Effort, skill, coaching, you name it, they've done it.
And here's Green outside. Good!
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on them.